Good evening, everybody. I have recorded this in the evening after work instead of before work because I just did. I've just done an ask about face. You've probably seen 4 different reactions of this, or you watched it once on your own very favourites. And now there's me. But anyway, I'm going to do the reaction because some interesting things in this one. I have already seen it. Not the first half. I've cut Sala out. I've taken a screenshot of her breakfast, which I'll put in here, and then we will discuss. And there's also I'm going to do a reaction to her grocery haul, which I have not watched. So let's get started with this one. And yeah, let's just see what Foodie's up to today. All right, let's go.
Well, hello, bonsoir. How are you? I have some...
She puts in these little things, and I know I do it the same sometimes too with my eyebrows and my hair and stuff, but does her hijab to you
food
look any worse or better than any other day? No offense, but it always looks messy. So pointing it out when you think it's a bit messy, it doesn't actually make a difference. It always looks messy.
Pat wants chicken so bad.
Just wait, I'm gonna give you chicky chick.
Get down. No. I'm gonna give you some, you freaking chicky chick. I'm so hungry. We're both so hungry for chicken, right, Julia? I mean, her wet food is chicken and crab. I don't know why, And yes, we just, I have a grocery order coming, so we're gonna be doing a grocery haul. And I know you're thinking,
how could she be out of groceries already? She hasn't done enough cooking in the last couple of days to eat all that fresh fruit and veg. What's going on?
well, why did you order so much takeout when you do groceries? We mix. Like sometimes I cook, sometimes we order.
But that doesn't really answer the question, Foodie. Why do you order out so much when you have so much groceries? You buy 15-pound bags of rice. You buy multiple bags of macaroni. You've got more fruit, more fresh veg than most 2 grown adults could use in a month when you do a weekly groceries. Are you cooking all of that and on top of that ordering out? Because you even on your diet lifestyle change, you are ordering a lot. So how much are you eat? You are still tricking and lying yourself, it seems.
But what we mostly go to the groceries is like a lot of like snacks.
That's not true. That's not true. You bought, like I just said, bags of rice, bags of cheese, bags of fresh produce. You specifically bought stuff to make meals, not just buy snacks. So what's happened to all your fresh produce? Has it gone to rot and gone in the bin? Or is it just sitting in the fridge waiting for its moment to be thrown into a pot and turned into some sort of brown slop to go on your plate?
Okay. Diet soda. Bread, fresh bread.
Of course, 2 big slabs of
so
bread.
So this is from, the place I got the bechamel? They also have other food. This Egyptian restaurant that we really love. The food is amazing here and very affordable.
So if it tastes good and it's affordable, that's one thing, but is it healthy and good for a diabetic? Methinks not are. I don't care how cheap it is. If it's not good for you and if you are actively trying to lose weight or be healthier or do something to change your health status, I don't care if it's 50 cents or $50. If it's not good for you, you shouldn't be eating it.
Here we have a salad. Wait.
Oh, her hand's with me out.
I love this stuff. I don't know. It's like tomato, cucumber, fresh dill, and like a vegetable liquid. It's so good. Okay, and then every meal comes with this like
so jazzed. She's so jazzed. She's like, it's so good. She's like, she hasn't eaten in at least 2 days. She's just excited to get takeaway.
A complimentary soup, but it's made with orzo. I'll show you in a minute. And
orzo sounds heavy. I looked it up. Orzo soup is not that bad for calories if you're having a cup. What she looks like she's got there is probably 2 cups, and if she eats the whole thing, she may be looking at, I don't know, 100, 150 calories. that's just for the pasta part, the orzo part. But then whatever the broth is, depends on if there's oil, what the base is. But it doesn't look like it's too bad if that was the only thing she was having for the meal. But alas, it is not.
They don't have the fasolia. It's a white bean stew. And it's honestly so delicious. It's like so good. Okay. So we have this. And the main event.
Oh, there's more.
Is chicken. It has the Egyptian style rice with vermicelli.
So we've got 2 slabs of bread, a quarter of a chicken. Is that a quarter of a chicken? It looks like it's got a leg and a wing on it. Yeah, so that's about a quarter of a chicken. Looks like 3 to 4 cups of rice. She may not eat all of that. We have a complimentary soup, and then we have another bowl of liquidy stuff, and then a little teeny tiny thing. So we've got so much going on here. So 4 cups of rice, so that's what? 800 calories. And then we've got another 200 calories probably from your soup. And then probably, I don't even know, I can't even guesstimate the orange stuff. And this thing here, we're probably looking at least 600 calories just for the bread. So just between the carbs in this, just the rice and the bread, we're looking at around 1,400 calories. Doesn't include either of the soups or any of the meat. Like, she's not even trying at this point.
So, I'm going to give you some chicken, okay? From the thigh because I don't love it.
Oh, hands all over it. I hate that so bad. Use a fork. And the touching of the bread.
So instead of the beans, they gave me like a vegetable stew.
Oh, veggie stew. That's got to be light. Unless it's oil, like it's oil-based. The veggie stew is probably the lightest thing that she's got on the plate. So me, what I would do is I would shred up some of that chicken and put a couple of tablespoons of rice into the veggie stew, and I'd eat that first. And then if I still wanted some more after that, I'd go for the protein and then leave the carbs last. But Foodie's gonna eat all of this, just all of it, all in one go.
Which is just as good. So this soup is called bird tongue soup because it looks like little bird tongues. But it's orzo soup.
Good, I know what it's called now. I just looked up bird tongue soup, and 100 grams of the rice is 345 calories. So however that gets worked out, it's not as light as I thought it was, okay? Like a toddler.
It's really good. You can really taste that dill. I'm gonna put the chicken.
Oh, she talks about the food. Like, she literally sits here and goes, oh, green beans and oh, this, that, and the other. I'm going to skip that and move straight to the juicy part because all this food talk is nonsense. It doesn't look delicious. It doesn't look delicious when she eats it. Nobody is thinking, gee, I really feel like some bird tongue soup now because they saw Foodie Beauty eating it. No one does.
Honestly, another reason we order, like I say, this is an example of like a super affordable meal. All of this food was less than $7.
So that tells me if it only costs a restaurant $7 to make it and they're making a profit, it should be heaps cheaper for you to buy the individual ingredients and make it for yourself at home multiple times. If it's so cheap for them to make it, it should be so cheap for you to make it. I know you've got the ingredients to make a lot of this stuff and you've got the time. The skill, that's where you're lacking. But you've definitely got the raw ingredients to at least give it a hard crack.
You guys. So I hope you had a good Halloween. Now, I want to like kind of just clarify about being Muslim and celebrating Halloween.
Now, anybody watching this, like, if you haven't already seen this, Foodie Beauty speaking on behalf of all Muslims when she claims to be a new Muslim and just learning, and she's not a perfect Muslim and she doesn't know all this stuff and nobody should be judged. Her interpretation and her understanding of what it means, what is haram and what isn't haram and what the practices are, please just take them with a grain of salt because she doesn't do a lot of things that you would expect a most basic Muslim to do that considers themselves practicing. Somebody who is devoted enough to put a hijab on to cover their hair because that is what Allah wants them to do. Find out for yourself. Do not listen to foodie.
So, I'm not like celebrating Halloween in like a worship sense. I'm not worshiping the devil.
Nobody who puts on a costume and does something for Halloween, whether it's go to a party or they're trick-or-treating with the kids or they're just sitting at home and doing it for shits and gigs, is doing it to worship or celebrate anyone. They're doing it to get into the spirit of Halloween, which is dressing up and having fun. And that is considered haram in the Islamic faith. So nobody's worshipping during Halloween. So argument number one, invalid.
Or anything for that matter other than Allah. It's just like a fun thing for me.
It is haram. It's haram. It's considered haram. It is something that is idolized and put before Allah. And it was a pagan celebration. So there are religious elements to it that originally started just because it's been warped by the Western culture into a money-making venture. It is fun and it's, everybody loves it and it's candy and the kids and it's colourful and it's ooky and it's spooky and it's another thing to look forward to during the year. Doesn't take away the fact that in your chosen religion, it is considered haram. Just because you're from the West and you're not practicing but not practicing, doesn't make it any less wrong by a technicality what you did.
Actually, I mostly did it for like the fun of my viewers,
That half-ass attempt at a costume where you just painted your face was for the viewers. Okay, I'm sure they really appreciated it. You made a huge effort to put some paint on your face and sit down and eat another meal yet again. Wow. Really stretched yourself. I hope you limbered up.
This is so good.
No one cares.
Comment below if you're Canadian. What is a Canadian dish? I know we have beaver tails and poutine, but what else do we have?
Now, when I first heard about Canadian dishes, I knew poutine. I've always known that poutine's a Canadian dish. But when I heard about beaver tails, I was like, what? They eat beavers? And then I sat down and thought, well, we eat kangaroo and we have crocodile. I mean, I'm sure we've even eaten emu. I've never tried emu. I've tried kangaroo and I've tried crocodile. We eat native animals, and there's lots of places where, they'll eat, whatever's around and what's traditional, like snakes and reptiles and frogs and rabbits and all that stuff. Surely Canadians don't eat beavers. And then I sort of thought, yeah, maybe they do. And after doing a little bit of research, I found out that it is a baked good. It's like a donutty thing, and they just call them beaver tails because that's what they look like. And I was like, okay, so Canadians don't eat the nubby, fatty bit of beavers. But for a moment, yes, I did think that they actually ate beavers. Why wouldn't you, right?
It was Irish. There's a Canadian version. But all our cuisines were inspired by, actually, like other cultures, but I think pâté chinois is meatloaf. I don't know. But croque monsieur, a lot of it is French cuisine.
I don't care.
It's
nobody cares.
Bechamel.
Nobody cares. Nobody. Yeah.
But maybe like on the East Coast.
Nope.
I gotta travel Canada.
Nope.
As a Canadian. I know you're also probably wondering like how I'm doing being back on track, and I will do an update video.
How do we think Foodie's doing back on track? Now I'm going to take a wild gamble here. She's not doing too great. The fact she's sitting down eating this as a meal and she's doing it on camera, like she's not even trying to pretend like she's doing well and making great choices. Have you been on the treadmill? Probs not. Were you super excited about this food? Yeah, you were. Are you mangling it and maniacally eating it? I don't think we need to wait until the Wednesday weigh-in to know that how well Chantal is doing on track. I think the evidence and the answer is right in front of her.
Very shortly. So just be ready for that. There's times, as you know, lifestyle changes have many ups and downs. There's times where I just want to like clam up and pack it in when it gets tough, because it's hard. Like, there's literally a whole community of people, haters. Like, imagine you're trying to do something really tough to change your life that's already really hard and puts you in a negative mindset a lot of the time that you have to battle.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but I don't think even if there were a bunch of people sitting around go, woohoo, well done, you're doing great. It doesn't matter that you ate 3 donuts the other day and a chicken burger and onion rings and mozzarella sticks and roasted chicken and pasta for 2. That was nearly 2,000 calories. That's okay. You're still trying. Do you really think that the outcome that Chantal's going through now would be different? Us cheering her on would make absolutely no impact to her. The battle is within her own mind and her own brain. What we say on the outside should have absolutely no effect on her whatsoever, considering that she doesn't watch any of us. She doesn't listen to what we say. She's not in our chats. She's not in there with soccer accounts. She's not hearing what we say. All she's doing is watching sweaty guy in sunglasses. One channel, one time, with a few different little snippets. That should not be enough to derail you from your goal.
And you have people booing at you, and you have people...
Who's booing her? No one's sitting around. Could she hear us going, boo, wah, you suck, get out of here. No, we're not. We're saying, that looks like too much carb. That looks like fatty food. Have you been on the treadmill? That's probably not the best thing for a diabetic. Nobody's going, ooh, ooh. No one's doing that. Oh,
picking at you when you're at your most vulnerable.
No, we do. I must admit, I do boo when Sala comes on the screen sometimes. I do that.
Or, trying to derail your progress on purpose, or
Who is derailing her progress on purpose? Are we sitting there shoving food in your face? Are we sitting there trying to suggest foods that you should be going to order, or things that you shouldn't be doing? No, we don't do that. Your chat does that. The reactors don't do that. We're saying put it down, put it away, get some therapy, get some help. We're saying the things that you should be doing to have a good result. We're not saying the things to push you over the edge. That is your chat. No one is purposely trying to derail you. You are doing that to yourself by making these terrible food choices and not moving around and not sticking to anything. That's you. That's not us.
Trying to, diminish your progress, no matter how small it is.
You are stuffing rice into your face right now, eating takeaway food. Where's the progress? Where is your progress? You've got to stick to something, maintain something, and acclimatise to a new habit to make progress. You've not done any of it. You're literally where you were a month ago. Overeating on the wrong foods.
To you, it's a big deal to you and other people around you, so you have to ignore that noise.
It's our fault she's eating the rice and she's ordered this food. It's us. We whispered in her ear, get all the rice, Chantal. It's totally fine. You deserve it. You deserve carbs.
Place to display yourself.
Yet you continue to stay here and do it, even though you've got a husband.
Vulnerability.
Even though you've got a husband that can fully support you and you can quit tomorrow. Yet you keep shoving your vulnerabilities, which nobody wants your vulnerabilities, up in their face. You have learnt this lesson over and over and over and over again. The internet and YouTube is not a safe space for anyone. Not just Chantal, it's not a safe space for anyone when you want to show vulnerability. Yet you keep doing it. You keep talking about your weight. You keep talking and showing your weigh-ins online. You keep showing your grocery hauls. You keep showing all your bad decisions. And you sit there and you go, I know. And then you just move on. What is your I know? I'm diabetic. This is killing me. I shouldn't be eating it. It's bad for me. It's going to spike my sugars. It's of no benefit to me. It's probably going to make me fatter and I can't afford to be fatter. Is that your I know? I'm just going to do it anyway because I want the food more than I want good, healthy results? Am I wrong? It's comical to me. It's comical to me that she's sitting here eating this, blaming everybody else for making her feel shitty, and that's why she's not doing well on her diet. It's everybody else's fault for the choices of food that she makes.
Soup. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna pour this all over.
Oh, you know what I hate? She's gonna sit here and she's gonna go, but I'm not gonna eat all this rice. Look how much I left over. But you know what else you've done is you've stuck that spoon in your mouth and put your mouth germs and bacteria and gunk all over it, and then you're gonna pull it and push it all through that rice, and then you're gonna stick that rice back in the fridge for a day or two and let all that bacteria and fungal funkiness grow in the rice, and then you're gonna heat it up and eat it again. That's disgusting. That's why you should portion it out onto a plate and then put it aside and put it in the fridge so you're not cross-contaminating it with your nasty spoon. That's disgusting.
Because of my weird sleep pattern, still, I know you're tired of that word, this is my first meal and I'm super hungry.
You're never not hungry.
So going back to the Halloween thing, I don't do it as a celebration of whatever the original meaning of Halloween was. I forget. I think something pagan, but I don't think most people know that who celebrate Halloween. I think most people just think of candy and horror movies.
That's what you think it is. You're the one who thinks that because you don't think there's anything wrong with you dressing up for Halloween as a Muslim. So you don't understand the religious background behind the originality of Halloween. You are the stupid one, not everybody else.
You could eat this bread plain. It's so good. Same thing with the rice. It looks plain, but it has like I said, bay leaves and aromatics.
No one's concerned about the plain rice.
I think ghee.
Nobody cares.
Very good.
Nobody cares. No one cares about your food. You're concerned about it most of all.
It's a meal that doesn't make me feel like crap after.
Which is weird because if you can eat vegetable stew, you should be able to suck down a salad, and apparently salads make your tummy feel weird, so I don't know. The IBS.
But yeah, there's a lot of people, who are like, Muslims don't celebrate Halloween. And you're right. Technically, we're not supposed to. But I think it's the intention behind it. If you look at any... I get judged very hard for being Muslim.
No, I will not have it. I will not have it. No one judges you for being Muslim, and that's a massive quote-unquote Muslim. Nobody cares that you chose being Muslim as your religion. Just as valid as going, I'm Buddhist, I'm Christian, I'm Catholic, I'm Taoist, I'm evangelical. Whatever faith you choose, that is totally fine. Nobody cares that you are religious or want to appear religious. People have the problem with the fact that you literally do one thing to denote that you are religious and you have a very specific religion. Physical appearances, you wear a hijab. That denotes that you are a very faithful person because you are covering your head. You are putting yourself through discomfort and something that makes you very obvious to the outside world that you have a religious preference and you are conducting yourself in a very specific way. People take offense to that because you do not do it. You don't do it with your words. You don't do it with your actions. You don't do it with your charitability. You don't do it with content of your character. You don't pray. You ignore the call to prayer. You're gluttonous. You lie. You insult people. You do not act in a way that the most basic practicing Muslim, as we would stereotypically and as far as what we know, would act. You don't do that. You pretend to be a faithful Muslim. That's what you get judged for, not for being an actual Muslim. Nobody's got a problem with the faith. They have a problem with the way that you portray yourself as one, because you do not actually physically do anything to be one or attempt to be a good one.
And not being a good Muslim.
You aren't a good Muslim. You're a terrible Muslim. You're a terrible person.
For things I do or say. I'm like, the judgment is a bit like weird for me.
Is it? Is it? Well, you judge women by the way they look. You tell them that they're completely unfuckable by their husbands because you think they're ugly. Maybe their husbands think they're the best things on two fucking legs. Just like Salah thinks you're the cutest cutie pie in the whole wide world. You make a judgment on those women, and that's totally fine. I think that's really weird. I think when you tell women that their husbands would rather sleep with you, a fucking toad, over the woman that they've selected for the rest of their lives, I think that's a very fucking weird judgment to make.
It's just like, no matter what religion you follow.
Teachers are all about religion, Foodie.
There are rules about minding your tongue.
Is there? What are they?
And talking about other people.
Do you know them? So why don't you follow your Muslim rules and not worry about what everybody else is doing and do what you need to do? I'm not religious. I can say whatever I want. I don't have any rules. I have my own moral compass to follow. I don't have a book or a set of written down rules to tell me how to conduct myself. But is that any of your business? How other people who are or are not conducting themselves in their religion? Is that your business? You're telling us to mind our business, but you telling everybody else, is that you minding yours? Is it? Is it? Because what if that person's not religious or non-practicing in that religion? Like Salah. He's Muslim, but he's not practicing. That's pretty obvious.
If you're Jewish.
What do you know about Judaism? I know that's directed at FFG, but what do you know about Judaism? You can barely tell us about Islam, so how are you supposed to teach us about Judaism?
Minding your tongue when talking about other people.
And she's not just to clarify for those people watching, FFG is not a practicing Muslim, a practicing Jew. She was born into Judaism, but she doesn't follow it, so those rules don't pertain to her. She just follows her own moral compass. And wherever that may lead her. But it's the same as Salah. Salah was born into being a Muslim. He doesn't practice. He's not a practicing, in my eyes, he's not a practicing Muslim. Same thing as FFG. She was born into Judaism, but she's not practicing. So what you just said holds no weight for anybody whatsoever except for yourself, because you're the one who's took the Shahada. You're the one who tries to live like a hijabi. You're the one who's always talking about how you devout faith to Allah and how you want to live your life for Allah, and the only one you've got to answer to is Allah. You're the one who's got to live up to the expectations, nobody else.
Christianity.
Not a Christian.
Love thy neighbor.
Nah.
Treat others how you want to be treated. Turn the other cheek. There's all kinds.
I'm going to go by treat others how you would want to be treated. Well, how about the rule of matching energy for energy? That's how I'm going to live my life. Matching your energy. I'm going to match your energy, Foodie. I'm going to be smug. I'm going to be condescending. I'm going to be hypocritical. Let's match energies.
It's not only Islam. You know, that has these rules. But I find Muslims are held to a standard that other...
No, they hold themselves to a very high standard. They govern themselves with their own community. They talk to each other. They specifically say, please come together and support each other and talk about religion together at the mosque. Let's study together. Let's discuss our rules, our regulations, how we should live our lives, how we should treat our families, how we should treat our partners, how we should raise our kids. You don't do any of that. You're not around your brother and sisters to get schooled on how poorly you are behaving as a Muslim. You avoid group situations. You don't talk to other Muslims. So how would you know what the expectations are and how miserably you are failing them? They set their expectations up for themselves. How would you know? You don't talk to anyone. You don't go anywhere. When was the last time you were at a mosque?
But yeah, I've had enough to eat. I've had enough.
All I'm going to say is Foodie is as diligent with her religion as she is with her diabetic diet. That's all I'm going to say.
So this is like, there's still like so much rice left. So I'll probably just cover this up and put it in the fridge.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Oh my gosh. I look like a rabid mole rat.
Yeah, you do.
New profile picture for someone.
Yeah.
I go between being mature and, dainty and demure.
When was the last time you were dainty and demure? I can't remember. I don't think you've ever been dainty and demure. Stop it.
Is that when you do your baby voice for Sarah?
Ooh,
Sarah, can you give me some water?
is that when you're dainty and demure? Is when you're putting on baby voice? Because it's not. No. Mm-mm.
To being a rabid mole rat. There's no in between with me.
No, it's just rabid mole rat.
Jamaican Roma, Carbacoma. Isn't that a song by Trixie or Tricky? And Massive Attack?
Never heard of it.
Is that the name of the band? I
Please
forget.
don't sing more.
Anyways, so no matter what religion you come from, you should be a good person. No matter what. Even if you're not religious. Okay?
Not you trying to tell other people and teach other people to be good. To be a good person. After what you said about someone's dead mother the other week, you're sitting there. Oh my God, that's disgusting. It's moments like these when Chantal says stuff like that just makes us laugh and realize what a fucking hypocritical clown she is.
So instead of pointing fingers at each other, we just need to remember this. No one's an angel, okay?
Yeah, and when there's one finger pointing at you, there's 100 pointing back at you. Don't sit there and point your finger at us. You are just as bad as the worst of us. You are in the muck with us. You're not above us. You're in there with us.
Humans are half angel, half demon. That's
No,
it.
we're not. No, we are not. If we're having a religious, even I know this from Sunday school, is that God created us out of clay. We are not part demon. We are not part angels. The angels were jealous of us because of how much God loved us. You are a doofus.
And sometimes the other one wins over the other. Anyway, I miss you guys. And, anyways, guys, that's about it. I'm going to wrap this up, and I will see you guys in the future. Thanks for having dinner with me. Bye, Beezers.
She has absolutely no self-reflection whatsoever. Everybody else is wrong, and she is so right. She doesn't care about her religion. She doesn't learn anything about her religion. Salah's taught her fuck all. She just wants to do whatever she wants. She literally wants to stick her fat fucking sausage fingers in every single pie and just get away with it. She wants her cake, literally wants her cake and gets to eat it too. She wants to be a Muslim, but she wants to act in a Western Christian way, pagan way. Like she wants all the Western and her Islamic stuff all together. That is part of why people worry about people who revert to the Islam, because they have to give up so much of their own culture to fit in with what Islam expects you to be like and behave. And that's where the worry comes from. It's like, how do you meld two very different cultures together? Some people successfully do it and thrive and they're happy, but it's very difficult when you come from the West, when you have so much freedom and you live your life a certain way for so long, to then change it up so drastically and then become Muslim. Your faith would have to be incredibly strong and as a revert, it would have to be so strong and have so much dedication. That's why it's farcical to most of us that Chantal acts the way that she does, is because how can you revert at 39 and then act the way you act but sit there doing it in a hijab? It's ridiculous. Her faith is so flimsy. It's absolutely flimsy. But anyway, I'm going to go and record my reaction to the grocery haul. I hope to see you over there. Okay, bye.